Watertown High School, the home of the Watertown girls Goslings, as we get set for a non-conference matchup between the Watertown Goslings and the Sauk Prairie Eagles in girls basketball action tonight. My name is Ethan Buss for this Watertown TV production. As we get set, Watertown comes in here starting off the season 1-0. They had a nice victory over Reedsburg to begin the year, a 20-point victory, 57-37. Meanwhile, Sauk Prairie comes into this one losers in their first matchup to Wanakee, 43-50, but put on a good match for sure. Tonight's game is certainly going to be a good one and one to look out for. Again, Watertown 1-0, Sauk Prairie 0-1. Matt Stahlberg is the head coach for the Watertown Goslings, and he will be coaching again this year for them. And Sauk Prairie has Jacob Brunig as the head coach for the Eagles. We are going to start with the national anthem, and then we will come back in just a moment.
Join us for the playing of our national anthem.
Broadcast here tonight.
Tonight's matchup features the visiting.
We're going to turn it over to the starting lineups.
And now let's meet tonight's starters. First for Sauk Prairie, starting at guard, a 5'4" junior, number 5, Ava Andres. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 10, Erilyn Apple. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 30, Michaela Faulkner. At forward, a 6'2" senior, number 24, Maggie Hardwick. And at forward, a 6' senior, number 25, Grayson Meyer. Head coach of the Sauk Prairie Eagles is Jacob Brining. His assistants, Seth Strachowski, Jacob Brickle, and Brendan Coy. And now the starters for the Watertown Goslings. Starting at guard, a 5'11" junior, number 12, Lily Euler. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 14, Ellie Demet. At guard, a 5'10" sophomore, number 23, Megan Doherty. At forward, a 6' junior, number 30, Drew Hendricks. And at forward, a 6'1" sophomore, number 21, Alex Johnson. At coach Watertown is Matt Stolberg. His assistants, Aaron Sturwald, Andy Woodard, and Brian Bodo. And the varsity officials for tonight's contest, Curtis Hamlin, Donald Probst, and Tom Young. Let's play basketball.
All right, so once again, the starting lineups tonight for Sauk Prairie. Ava Andres, number 5. Erilyn Apple, number 10. Maggie Hartwig, number 24. We will call her name a lot tonight. Grayson Meyer, number 25. And Michaela Faulkner, number 30. Meanwhile, for the Goslings, number 12, Lily Euler. Number 14, Ellie Demet. Number 21, Alex Johnson. And number 23, Megan Doherty. And number 30, Drew Heinrichs. As an early basket on the tip for Sauk Prairie, it is Erilyn Apple who has her first 2 points of the night. Sauk Prairie running a full court press here. Bounce pass over to Heinrichs. Now over to Ellie Demet. Demet comes into the night leading the team in scoring. Of course, they've only had one game, but she scored 13 in their last victory over Reedsburg. Euler over to Demet. Sauk Prairie plays very tight defense. That'll be something to watch out for tonight as well. Heinrich's bounce pass over to Alex Johnson. Moving it around, trying to find something is Lily Euler. She turns the lane, drives, kicks out. Megan Doherty for three is off, and it will be Watertown ball. I'm going to say that that one went off of Grayson Meyer. And so the Goslings will maintain possession. Talk about Ellie Demet coming in with her 13 points in the last game. Drew Heinrichs had 12 last game. Lily Euler had 10. Inbounds pass goes to Lily Euler. She'll take the three, and it's off the mark. Rebound goes to Michaela Pochner as she will bring it up the court here for the Eagles. Pochner turns and drives the lane, needs help, kicks it outside. Good defense for the Goslings here. Tight in coverage, shot is up and good. Grayson Meyer has her first 2 points of the night. And we have a foul, I believe. This one looks like it'll go against Michaela Pochner. We'll see. And it will. That's her first, the team's first. Euler over to Ellie Demet. Demet trying to drive in the paint, can't quite get in there. Euler now has it. Drew Heinrichs, bounce pass inside to Alex Johnson, off the mark. Good thought, just a little sharp off the basket, and back the other way. Here come the Eagles. It's a tough matchup for Watertown tonight. I mean, you can't look at records this early in the year, but it's a tough one for the Goslings. Oh man, almost stolen away. A turn and drive. All the way across court, three on the way for Apple, and she nails it. Erlen Apple has 5 of the 7 Eagles points here early on with 15:43 left to play in the first half. It is a 7-0 Eagles advantage. Euler thought about a three, tried to pass it, turnover. Back the other way, off the glass, and in for Michaela Pochner. First basket of the night for Pochner. We have a timeout early from Matt Stolberg as they're going to talk it over. Tough start for Watertown. 9 early points for the Eagles. And when you look at the way they spread around the basketball, Maggie Hartwig, who is their leading scorer, had 14 points in the loss to Wanakee, has yet to even get on the board. But they have spread it around. 5 early points for Erlen Apple. 2 points for Grayson Meyer, and now 2 points for Michaela Pochner. Last season, Hartwig was the leading scorer as well, so I'm sure she'll get on the board eventually for the Eagles, but if you're Watertown, you're hoping that does not happen right now. Trying to break that full court press. They do. Lily Euler working it around the horn over to Alex Johnson. Goslings just did not get out of the gates here tonight. Ellie Demet drives the lane, can't get it to go. Johnson puts it up, and she can't get it to go, but gets her own rebound. Now it's knocked away by Maggie Hartwig, and back the other way for the Eagles. Gosling to the double team effort here at the top of the key. Turning and driving is Hartwig. We have a whistle and a foul. Is going to be called here. It's going to be it's going to be against Ellie Demet. That is her first and the team's first. That ball swatted away. Back the other way comes Lily Euler. Over to Drew Heinrichs for three. She's off the mark. Rebound, Heinrichs. Now inside, Ellie Demet off the glass. Oh, can't get it to go. They've had a couple of tough rolls off the glass tonight. And
Number 23, Jenna Johnson.
the ball ends up off of the shoulders of Ellie Demet, and it's a turnover here. Jenna Johnson has checked in the game for Erin Apple here for Sauk Prairie. Turning the corner and kicking out. Faulkner almost lost the ball. Regains possession. Tight defense again, double team. Inside they go. Remember, they're going to go with that double team. They're going to give up at least somebody. Euler swats that one away. Now they get it inside. Shot is off the mark. They were looking for Maggie Hartwig. She stands at 6'2". Certainly has an advantage down underneath the hoop. Heinrichs for three, and she got it.
3 for Drew Hendricks.
Heinrichs with her first three of the night and the first points of the night for the Goslings. The lead cut to 6. Ava Andres, bouncer over to Hartwig. They work it inside, and a foul will be called here on Alex Johnson. Just a little too much of her body there, and they're going to get her for the foul that time.
Martin on fouls, number 21, Alex Johnson. Her first and team second. And for Sauk Prairie, number 41, Macy Golden.
Macy Golden is going to check in the game for Grayson Meyer. And the inbounds pass is taken away by Lily Euler. Good work defensively for the Goslings that time. Heinrichs. Inside, Ellie Demet, and she scores. And the Goslings, just like that, have cut into this lead. It is 9-5 with 13:02 left here in the first half. Again, double team up here on this side of the court. All the way across they go to Ava Andres. We have a kickball. It's going to stay with Sauk Prairie.
And for the Goslings, number 4, Lucy Hickey. And number 15, Abby Walsh.
Lucy Hickey and Abby Walsh checking in for the Goslings. Meanwhile, Alexis Atkinson also checking in for Sauk Prairie. And all of a sudden, the Goslings defense is becoming just too much for Sauk Prairie. A turnover. Abby Walsh hauled it in. Drew Heinrichs for three, and that's off the mark. Rebound went to Maggie Hartwig. Again, she's the leading scorer, but has yet to get on the board tonight. For the Eagles, they do get it into Hartwig. She shows up a shot, gets her own rebound, off the basket and out. Rebound, Abby Walsh. Immediately, 3 Goslings were swarming the paint when Hartwig got the ball. That's pretty good defense there for Watertown. They work it around the key. Abby Walsh over to Drew Heinrichs for three. That is off the rim, no good. Rebound goes to Macy Golden, and Sauk Prairie is going to slow things down a little bit. Got a little bit away from him. That ball ends up on the ground. Picked up and driving inside. It is Golden, and she is going to travel. Looked like a little bit of a walk there. I think that's a good call by the official. Hard to tell, but definitely looked like a walk. Again, thank you for joining us for this Watertown TV production. My name is Ethan Buss. With 11:30 left to go here in the first half, it is 9-5. Eagles make it 9-7 as Ellie Demet with her second basket of the night. Cuts the lead to 2 now. Goslings got off to a rough start out of the gates, but they have closed the gap. Good defense by Lucy Hickey. Big reason they've closed the gap is because of their defense. They have played very well. So Hickey will get charged with a foul. Her first, the team's first. Inbounds pass goes to Golden. They're trying to work it into Hartwig. This time it works. She gets her first basket of the night. And Hartwig gives the Eagles an 11-7 lead. Ellie Demet over to Abby Walsh, back to Euler, and now they break across that half-court mark. Full-court press defense there from the Eagles. Heinrich throws up another three, can't get that one to go. She's 1 for 4 from 3 in this game. That one's stolen away by Lucy Hickey. Hickey traveled with it. Thought she had some help, and she didn't.
Number 23, Megan Doherty. Number 32, Addie Moss.
And so, a couple of substitutions here. Demet and Heinrichs will get a break. Meanwhile, Addie Moss has checked in for the Goslings, along with number 23, Megan Doherty, and a kickball. Ball will stay on this end. Lily Gifford wore 23 last year for the Goslings, and Megan Doherty now wearing the number 23, I'm sure out of some respects to Lily Gifford. That ball ends up in the air, caught and turning and spinning.
Erlyn Apple.
Is Erlyn Apple, and she's got another basket. She's got 7 points here in the early going. Hickey with numbers off the mark. Addie Moss is fouled. I believe it's on Alexis Atkinson. We'll wait for verification here.
Sauk Prairie fouls for 2, Alexis Atkinson, her first, team second. On to 2 for the Goslings, Addie Moss.
It is on Atkinson. That is her first, the team's second.
Turning for the Goslings, number 21, Alex Johnson.
Addie Moss going to the line, misses the first. Alex Johnson will enter the game for Lucy Hickey. A nice couple of minutes there for Lucy Hickey. Played very good on both ends. Moss misses both shots. And the Eagles will regain possession. Again, Watertown playing some tight defense. Open three, and a foul is going to be called. Apple took the shot, but they're going to get a foul called here, and it'll be 3 shots for Apple.
Watertown's with 32, Addie Moss, her first and team's fourth.
Addie Moss with a foul there. This is going to be 3 shots.
Ellen Apple shooting 3 for Sauk.
And Apple has 8 points now. She is really off to a good start. She only averages 2 a game, at least so far. They've only had one game this year, so you can't really say much about that, at least thus far.
Number 11, Olivia Schultz.
Apple did average 5.1 per game last year. She is well ahead of that thus far. The third shot is off the mark, so she remains with 9 points. With 9:37 left, it's a 15-7 lead for Sauk Prairie. Oh man, turning the corner, what a move, and off the glass, no good. Moss tries to get the shot to go, and she is fouled on her way up. So Addie Moss will go to the line and shoot 2.
Olivia Schultz, her first and team's third. Shooting 2 for the Goslings, Addie Moss.
So Olivia Schultz, who just entered, charged with a foul. Addie Moss misses the first shot. Moss was not on the team last year, not on the varsity team anyway. She makes the second shot. That's the first basket of the night for Addie Moss. 1 for 4 from the line for Moss thus far. Bounce pass inside. They're still trying to get it to Hartwig. She kicks it out. Looking to find somebody open. 3 on the way is no good. Rebound, Lily Euler. Euler trying to get out of trouble and doing a nice job. Addie Moss will take a 3. That's off the mark. Rebound goes into the hands of Michaela Pochner. Pochner all the way across court to Olivia Schultz. Schultz over to Hartwig. Hartwig all the way across, too high, and it's a turnover.
Thank you for the Goslings, number 14, Ellie Demet, and number 30, Drew Hendricks.
And here comes the leading scorer, Ellie Demet.
25, Grayson.
And Drew Heinrichs as well. Both are the leading scorers for this Gosling team's game. We're only one game in, and Demet had 13 the other night against Reedsburg, and Heinrichs had 12. Last season, it was Heinrichs who led the team in scoring as Demet turns it over here. Heinrichs had 12.9 a game last year. Demet had 10.6. Demet turns it over here early, and that's a turnover here on Sauk Prairie. Carly Coy could not hang on to it, and the Goslings are going to get the ball back. (15-8) with 8:20 left to play here in the first half. Sauk Prairie with an early lead. Doherty over to Demet. They go inside to Johnson, working their way back around the circle. Good, efficient passing for the Goslings. Euler back over to Demet. Demet drives, turns, off the glass, can't get it to go, gets her own rebound. Demet working, trying to get back in the paint. She needs help and gets it. Euler over to Heinrichs. Heinrichs will get it inside to Alex Johnson. Now Euler for three. She got it.
3 for Lily Euler.
Lily Euler with her first basket of the night brings the Goslings back within 4 with 7:32 left to play in the first half, and now a turnover. Euler inside to Johnson. Oh, what a play. Oh, my goodness. Michaela Pockner thought she blocked that basketball. They call a foul. Boy, that was...
30, Michaela Faulkner, second, the team's fourth. Line shooting 2 for the Goslings, Alex Johnson.
That's her second foul, the team's fourth. Alex Johnson makes the first shot.
The game for the Eagles, number 5, Ava Andress. Number 24, Maggie Hartwig.
So Ava Andress will check back in the game for Sauk Prairie. Alex Johnson goes 1 for 2 from the line. Maggie Hartwig also checking back in for Sauk Prairie. Andres looking for some help here. She gives it over to Schultz. Schultz over to Hartwig, now all the way back across the court. Bounce pass inside, we have a tie-up. Possession arrow is pointing towards Watertown, but hold on just a minute here. Lily Euler is down. So let's just take a moment and see what's going on here. I hate to speculate anything, but we'll wait and see. You can hear a pin drop in this gym right now. That is how attentive the crowd is to Lily Euler. And of course, with any sport, there's a high injury rate. And so hopefully Lily Euler will be okay. A junior this year, really came on last season for the Goslings. She averaged 7.4 a game last year, and she is walking off, which is a good sign, and we'll hopefully have positive news on Lily Euler. Meanwhile, Lucy Hickey will check back in the game for the Goslings and take her spot.
The game for the Goslings, number 4, Lucy Hickey.
So now Ellie Demet will bring it up the court for the Goslings. Demet, over to Heinrichs. That was almost stolen away by Hartwig, and now we got a whistle and a foul called.
Sauk Prairie fouls number 11, Olivia Schultz, her second, the team's fifth.
They're going to get Olivia Schultz for her second foul. Team's fifth. Coach Brunig did not like that call. Heinrichs for 3 is off the mark. Rebound goes to Erlyn Apple. She's had a great game tonight, well above her average from last year. 9 points. Jumper inside is good. It is Grayson Meyer, her second basket of the night. And it's 17-12 in favor of the Eagles. Ellie DeMette turns the corner, spins and shoots and gets it to go. 6 points for Ellie DeMette as the lead is back to 3 here with 6:15 left in the first half. Inside they go. It's knocked away by DeMette, and it will stay on this end. Boy, they're trying to get it to Grayson Meyer. We talked about how tall Maggie Hartwig is. She is 6'2", but Grayson Meyer is 6 foot as well. I mean, they got 2 forwards they can get it into, and they tried it that time. Didn't quite work. Turning the corner, and no foul call. Thought there might be, but it's going to be a turnover as Apple lost the ball trying to make it to the hoop. Heinrichs inbounds here to Ellie DeMette. DeMette dribbling around, works her way in. She's just taking over at this point. 8 points for Ellie DeMette, and it's a 1-point game with 5:43 left here in the first half. Apple over to Atkinson, now back to Apple. Again, the double team for the Goslings, doing very good at that. Bouncer inside, what a play. That is Ava Andres with her first basket of the night for the Eagles. Puts the lead back to 3. Lucy Hickey over to Alex Johnson. Now Johnson over to Heinrichs as they're trying to get it inside to DeMette. This isn't there yet. Good, efficient passing from the Goslings. DeMette now working back around the arc. What a pass and a shot for Alex Johnson. As she gets it to go, she has 3 points now tonight, and what a play by Ellie DeMette with a bounce pass to Alex Johnson. And they made it look easy. We have a kickball here on this end. Addie Moss with the kick. Abby Walsh will check into this game for Alex Johnson. Meanwhile, it is Macy Golden who checks in for Sauk Prairie. Maggie Hartwig underneath the hoop to Golden, and she's got it.
Macy Golden.
Her first basket of the night puts the lead back to 3 for Sauk Prairie with 4:19 left to play in the first half. Drew Heinrich drives in. Good defense by Hartwig and Golden. It's blocked out of there. And the Eagles will bring it up the court. Apple working her way over to Atkinson, back to Apple. Ellie DeMette tries to steal it away and does so. We have a whistle and a timeout called by Coach Solberg. What a hustle play by Ellie DeMette as she stole that basketball away for the Goslings.
30-second timeout, Watertown.
It's a 30-second timeout. 3:54 left here in the first half. 21-18 in favor of the Eagles at this moment in time. But wow, what a game for Ellie DeMette. Yeah, she does have 8 points, but she had a bounce pass moments ago that was absolutely incredible. And then she comes up with a huge defensive steal here for the Goslings. That was just incredible. So she is adding more on the defensive end and in the assist column than just the points that she has put on the board, which is 8, and she leads the Goslings here tonight thus far. Erin Apple does have 9 points for Sauk Prairie. She leads the way for them. We talked about coming into this one. This was going to be a good matchup between these two teams. They met last season, and Sauk Prairie won that game 35-23. And that ball is knocked back across. Lucy Hickey comes up with it, and we'll bring it back up the court for the Goslings. Boy, there's a jump ball, and it's going to be possession arrow in favor of the Eagles. As a heads-up play, knowing the possession arrow is in your favor, and it works to your advantage. Inside they go to Hartwig. She finds a lane and drives it and scores. Hartwig's only got 4 points, but she sure is making an impact here tonight thus far, as she usually does. Addie Moss over to Abby Walsh. Walsh over to Heinrichs. Heinrichs looking for some help. She'll give it over to Lucy Hickey. Hickey over to Demet. Ellie Demet, now she'll take the shot. That's off the rim, no good. Walsh with the rebound. Hickey gets it, and a good play by Abby Walsh there to get under the basket, get the rebound, and give the Goslings a second chance. Heinrichs across to Demet. Demet, bouncer over to Hickey. Cross court to Heinrichs. Heinrichs deep three. She got it! Well, she just keeps taking those threes, and it is paying off. It is now a 2-point game. 6 points for Heinrichs. And the Goslings are right back in it with 2:21 left to play in the first half. Hartwig is fouled on her way up. Looks like it was Abby Walsh who committed the foul. We'll wait to...
Mardown fouls for 15. Abby Walsh, her first, the team's fifth.
And it is on Walsh. Her first, the team's fifth. And now Maggie Hartwig will go to the line. First shot is no good.
Goslings, 21, Alex Johnson, 23, Megan Doherty.
So Alex Johnson and Megan Doherty come back in the game here. Johnson adds some size as well at 6'1". Hartwig makes 1 of 2. She's got 5 points here early on. Goslings have done a pretty good job of limiting the leading scorer here thus far. They know that she is the basket getter for this team. Goslings had a lot of success against her last year as well. She was not effective in that game either, as Heinrichs misses the 3. And Sauk Prairie will bring it up the court here for the Eagles. 3 on the way. It is Ava Andres, and she is off the mark. Rebound, Ellie Demet. Demet turns the corner and kicks it to Johnson. Now over to Heinrichs. Heinrichs drives, and she is fouled on her way in. I believe that's going to be against Macy Golden, but we will confirm that.
Sauk Prairie fouls 24, Maggie Hartwig, her first, the team's sixth. On shooting 2 for the Goslings, Drew Heinrichs.
I do apologize. They do call it on Macy Hartwig. Drew Heinrichs makes the first basket. Excuse me, Maggie Hartwig was the one who committed the foul. This is a team 6th foul as Heinrichs misses the second shot. She's got 7 of the Goslings' 22. It is a 2-point game with 1:25 left to play here in the first half. Working it around the top of the arc for the Eagles. Atkinson, bouncer over to Hartwig. Hartwig across. 3 on the way is no good. Apple was looking to sneak a 3. Did not prevail, and the Goslings just let it go out of bounds. 1:04 left in the first half. Ellie Demet will bring it up the court here for Watertown with a 2-point lead in favor of the Eagles. Addie Moss inside to Alex Johnson. She got it. And we are tied just like that. Johnson has 5 points for the Goslings. 24-24, 41 seconds left here in the first half. Apple, bouncer inside, Hartwig. Jumper is no good. Rebound goes to Megan Doherty. Here comes Ellie Demet. Demet over to Heinrichs, deep 3. She got it!
3-point basket is good by Drew Heinrichs.
Heinrichs with 10 early points for the Goslings, and they now grab a 3-point lead. And everything going bad for Sauk Prairie. It's a turnover on the pass. Off the hands that time of Macy Golden. And the Goslings will get a shot here with 12.7 left in the half. As Ellie Demet will bring it up the court here for Watertown. Demet turns the corner, drives in the paint, throws up a shot, off the mark, rebound, and that will do it for the first half.
First half, Watertown 27, Sauk Prairie 24.
It by 3 as we head to halftime here in Watertown. Incredible performance thus far from Drew Heinrich. She has 10 points, 8 points from Ellie Demet as well, 5 from Alex Johnson, and 3 from Lily Euler. They also have a point from Annie Moss, who scored a basket at the free throw line. Meanwhile, the 24 points for Sauk Prairie made up of 9 from Erlyn Apple, who has played very well here early on. 5 points from Maggie Hartwig, the leading scorer. 4 points from Grayson Meyer, 2 from Michaela Pochner, and 2 from Macy Golden, as well as 2 from Ava Andres. Make up the 24 points here for the Eagles. Again, as we head into the half, it is the Watertown Goslings 27 and the Sauk Prairie Eagles 24. We'll come back after the halftime break and give you the remainder of this game. We are back here live at Watertown High School as we get set to start the second half here in Watertown. My name is Ethan Buss for this Watertown TV production. At the half, the Goslings lead the Sauk Prairie Eagles 27-24. So far, it's been a fantastic game as expected. Let's be honest, both these teams finished very similar a year ago. Watertown fourth place in the Badger East Conference last season with a 9-6 conference record. Same with Sauk Prairie. They finished third in the Badger West with a 9-6 conference record. So both these teams very similar in a lot of ways. And what we've seen thus far, I mean, a 9-0 start for Sauk Prairie. It really looked like Watertown was out of this one, but the resiliency on defense led them back in this game. Drew Hendricks with 10 points here in the first half for Watertown. 8 points from Ellie DeMette, who again was the leading scorer last week, had 13 against Reedsburg. The Goslings also get 5 from Alex Johnson, who played very well. They got a point from Addie Moss, as well as 3 points from Lily Euler to make up the 27 points that they have scored here early on in this one. Meanwhile, for Sauk Prairie, it is a great game from Erin Apple, who leads the way with 9. 5 points for Maggie Hartwig. We expected her to be the target. She is the leading scorer for this team. She scored 14 in their loss to Wanakee. She averaged on the year last year 11.8. And so those are the definite highlights here for Sauk Prairie early on in this one. The Goslings will start with the ball at half court as Ellie DeMette brings it up. Passes over to Addie Moss. They get it inside to Alex Johnson.
Alex Johnson.
Alex has 7 for the Goslings, as the lead is now 29-24 in favor of Watertown. Erin Apple deflected by Heinrichs. She couldn't save it. Well, she did save it, but she threw it back out of bounds. There was nobody where she was intending to throw it. Drew Hendricks was fantastic a year ago. She is picking up right where she led off. She actually led the team in scoring a year ago with 12.9 a game, and now it is headed back to the Goslings on a turnover. 12 points for Hendricks in her first game against Reedsburg. And she will bring it up the court for the Goslings. Ellie DeMette turns the corner and drives, and she is fouled on her way in. Looks like it was Ava Andres who was going to be called for the foul.
Summary fouls for 5, Ava Hendricks. For first, the team's first. Line shooting 2 for the Goslings, Ellie DeMette.
That's her first and the team's first here in the second half. Ellie DeMette misses the first shot, as she will go to the line here for 2. Second shot rings in, and DeMette has 9 for the Goslings, 30-24. Michaela Pochner brings it up the court for Sauk Prairie. Turning and driving. Again, just trying to find something. Pochner again driving, ends up hitting the baseline. That ball deflected. Addie Moss got her hands up there and blocks it out of the way. Heinrichs open look for 3. She rings it in and out. Rebound and a foul as Addie Moss tried to put it up. Foul is going to go against Sauk Prairie here. It is going to be against Pochner.
Third, the team's second. Shooting 2 for the Goslings, Addie Moss.
That's her third, team's second, as Addie Moss goes to the line. First shot off the mark for Moss. 1 for 5 from the line tonight for Moss. It has not been great. She misses the second. Just cannot quite get that shot to go from the line. I'm sure she'll be working on that extensively this week. The lead remains 30-24 with 16:42 left in the second half. Pochner looking for help, gets it across over to Apple, back to Pochner for 3. That's off, and a whistle and a foul called on Drew Heinrich. She does not agree with it. That's going to be her first.
the team's first.
And the team's first. Inbound pass. 3 on the way from the corner is off. And again, the rebound goes to Faulkner, and that's knocked away. Oh man, tight defense and a foul. Alex Johnson couldn't believe it. She's called for the foul here.
Alex Johnson, her second, the team second.
That's her second, team second. And Apple makes the first shot here for Sauk Prairie. Second shot from the line is off the mark, and it will be heading back towards Watertown. Alex Johnson didn't like that foul call. She thought she got all ball. She did not, according to the officials. So with 16-13 left, 30-25 in favor of the Goslings, a 5-point lead for them. And turning and driving is Moss, off the mark, no good. Rebound goes to the Eagles as it will be Michaela Faulkner who will bring it up for Sauk Prairie. Apple. Over to Andres, now back over to Apple. Ava Andres again back to Apple. They're just trying to find something in the paint. So far, nothing. Cross court they go again. Now they do. Inside they go to Hartwig. She will try to shoot it. What good defense by Alex Johnson. Ellie Demet will drive. Looking, spinning, shooting, got it.
Ellie Demet.
She's got 11, and the Goslings lead is 32-25 with 15-13 left to play here in the first half. Give me the second half. Faulkner, bouncer inside, looking for Hartwig again. Oh, she got it. Tough shot. And she gets it to go. 7 points for Maggie Hartwig. Demet turns the corner, looking, turning, jumping again, off the mark, rebound, gets her own rebound. Shot is off, still fighting for it, good save. Back the other way comes Sauk Prairie. 3 on the way is no good for Ava Andres. And the Goslings will retain possession here with 14:27 left in the second half. Doherty, bouncer inside to Alex Johnson. Johnson has 9 for the Goslings as they lead at 34-27. 14:06 left in the second half. Again, Sauk Prairie looking for something in the paint. Trying to get it into Maggie Hartwig, their leading scorer. That's going to be an over and back violation.
Number 41, Macy Golden.
And the Goslings will get the ball. Meanwhile, Macy Golden checks in for Sauk Prairie.
And number 23, Jenna Johnson.
And here comes Jenna Johnson as well, checking back in for Sauk Prairie. Demet bounces it over to Megan Doherty. Now back to Demet. Demet, oh man, she just finds her way in. Alex Johnson, oh, can't get it to go. Gets her own rebound, throws it up and gets it in. Johnson has 11, and we get a timeout here from Jacob Brudig.
Full timeout, Sauk Prairie.
Is a full timeout for Sauk Prairie. And all of a sudden, Alex Johnson is coming alive with 11 points. The Goslings have really shared the wealth tonight. 11 for Demet, 11 for Johnson, and 10 for Hendricks. Meanwhile, for Sauk Prairie, still the leading scorer is Erin Apple. She has 10. 7 points for Maggie Hartwig. Again, they've been trying to get the ball inside to Maggie Hartwig. It just has not worked out. Got to give a lot of credit here to the Goslings defense. They've really stepped it up. They started out down 9-0 in this game. They have worked it all the way back. They now have a 9-point lead here in the second half. An impressive performance here for Watertown. The fact that they were down 9, able to come back and have continued to keep up their defensive efficiency. Jenna Johnson back over to Erin Apple. Got a catch and shoot for 3 from Hartwig. That is off the mark. Rebound goes to Addie Moss. And the Goslings will bring it up the court. Oh, DeMette tried to get it in. That's a good play defensively for the Eagles. 36-27, 12:50 left to play here in the second half. Hartwig all the way across to Johnson. Now over to Paulkner for 3. She got it.
3-point basket is good by Michaela Paulkner.
Paulkner has 5 points, and the lead is cut to 6 with 12:30 left to play in regulation. DeMette over to Heinrichs. Now back over to Addie Moss, now back to DeMette. And DeMette is so slick when she tries to get in the paint. That time they deflect her, and it's Heinrichs for 3 off the mark. Alex Johnson tried to go up for 2 and a foul call. This is going to be against Macy Galden.
Sauk Prairie falls at 24, Maggie Hartwig, her second, the team's third. Back in for the Eagles, number 2, Alexis Atkinson.
I do apologize. They called Maggie Hartwig for the foul. That's her second. Quick inbounds pass to Alex Johnson. She can't get it to go. Six-point lead for the Goslings with 12:02 left in regulation. Jenna Johnson, bouncer over to Paulkner. Paulkner tries to work her way inside. Good double team from the Goslings again. We got a whistle. And a tie-up, I believe, is what was called. Possession will remain. I'm sorry, they do call a timeout. Sauk Prairie does. Probably wise for Jacob Bruning to call a timeout there. There was really nothing going on for Sauk Prairie. They needed help. Timeout will help them out on that one. Well, Sauk Prairie slow but sure, trying to climb their way back into this one. A big 3 by Michaela Paulkner. Made it 36-30, and that is where we're looking at here. So off the timeout, Sauk Prairie will inbound. It is Alexis Atkinson who will inbound it. Paulkner inside to Atkinson, back out to Paulkner. And now Hartwig for 3. That was a high 3-point shot. It's off the mark. Ellie DeMette comes up with it on the tie-up. Possession arrow will remain with Sauk Prairie. Jumper is good. Paulkner again. She has 7, and she's had 4 in the past couple minutes here for Sauk Prairie to put them back in this game. But Ellie DeMette scores on the layup. She's got 13. Same number she had last game. And puts the Goslings up 38-32. Jumper here from Hartwig is off. Rebound goes to Ellie DeMette. DeMette up court to Henricks. Drew Henricks with 10 in this one. DeMette back over to Henricks. Henricks puts on the brakes, turns the corner, goes up, and she is fouled by Alexis Atkinson. It'll be the second on Atkinson.
Sauk Prairie balls number 2, Alexis Atkinson, our second, the
Team's
team's fourth.
fourth.
Shooting 2 for the Goslings.
And now Henricks will go to the line and shoot 2.
And for Watertown number 15, Abby Walsh.
Abby Walsh will check back in the game for Megan Doherty. And Henricks makes both baskets. She has 12 points now, same as she had last week for the Goslings. 40-32 with 10:46 left to play in regulation. Jenna Johnson wide open for 3. That's off the mark. Rebound goes to Alex Johnson for the Goslings. What a factor Alex Johnson has been tonight. She has 11 points for the Goslings, and we figured she would come into play. She did not in their win against Reedsburg, but tonight she has. That shot was deflected into the hands, though, of Alex Johnson, and now it's a turnover. Just a little bit of miscommunication between Johnson and Henricks. Looks like Johnson did not see that Henricks decided to drive the lane. And Sauk Prairie will take over with 10:05 left in this one. All the way around, they work it into Hartwig. Jumper from Atkinson is rebounded off the glass by Abby Walsh. Alex Johnson averaged 6.5 a game last year for the Goslings. Demet turns and drives, can't get the shot to go. We have a whistle and a foul called on Demet. That will be her second.
That foul is number 14, Ellie Demet, her second, the team's third. Again for Sauk Prairie, number 5, Ava Andrus.
There'll be an off-the-ball foul.
23, Megan Doherty.
Megan Doherty checks back in for the Goslings. 40-32, an 8-point lead. 9:40 left to play in the second half. Andres over to Hartwig. Now they're going to try to work it in. Boy, good defense for the Goslings. Jump ball call, possession arrow in favor of Watertown, so they will get it back. And Michaela Pochner, she's decided, hey, I'm going to pick this up, try to drive it in, and Goslings again with that double team defense. We're having none of it. Demet over to Doherty. Doherty now over to Abby Walsh. They tried to work it into Alex Johnson. That is good defense by Macy Golden. Blocked it out of there. Now Hartwig drives, and a block foul called on the baseline. I believe it's going to go against Alex Johnson. We'll see what the call.
Watertown foul is number 23, Megan Doherty. Her first, the team's fourth.
They do call it on Megan Doherty. Her first, team's fourth. Carly Coy enters the game again for Sauk Prairie. Uh-oh, that pass was thrown into the backcourt, but luckily right there for it is Andres. Andres over to Pochner, well, back to Andres. She's looking in the paint, trying to get it inside. It looks like to Macy Golden. Golden now comes up, tries to set the screen. Bouncer over to Jenna Johnson, now back over to Andres. Back over to Pochner, and now Andres with her foot on the line, takes the jumper, and it's no good. Rebound, Drew Henricks. 8:33 left. It's an 8-point lead still for the Goslings. It's been that way for a few minutes here now. The lead has stayed there. Ellie Demet throws up a shot, no good. Abby Walsh could not corral the rebound, and it's a turnover back to Sauk Prairie. Andres now gets it over to Jenna Johnson. Back to Andres. She's got some room here if she decides to take a shot. She's thinking about it, but now she passes it back over to Jenna Johnson. Back to Andres. Now she'll take a shot. Off the mark. Rebound. Oh, man. Tough bounce into the hands of Pochner. Her shot is no good, and it ends up in the hands of Ellie Demet, and the Goslings will get it back with 7:45 left to play in the second half. Alex Johnson back over to Ellie Demet. Demet over to Heinrichs. Hendricks drives, turning, foul called on Golden. Coach Brunig wanted a charge. But they call a block on Macy Golden. And Golden is hurting here.
And for Sauk Prairie, number 25, Grayson Meyer.
Grayson Meyer is going to come into the game for Sauk Prairie after Macy Golden took a shot.
Also for the Eagles, number 10, Erlen Apple.
Erlen Apple will return as well. Meanwhile, Drew Heinrichs is going to go to the line and shoot two. Her shot is off the mark for Hendricks. She has 12 in this game. And she makes both shots. Excuse me, makes one of two, I apologize. 13 points for Hendricks. Ties Demet for the leading score for the Goslings tonight. Three on the way is no good for Carly Coy, and Drew Hendricks will take it herself. Can't get it to go. Alex Johnson blocked out of there as well by Pochner. A good defensive possession by Michaela Pochner that time. Michaela Pochner's sister, Olivia Pochner, actually graduated last year for the Eagles. She was a avid scorer for this team. That ball's turned over. Megan Doherty comes up with it. Alex Johnson now over to Ellie Demet. Demet back over to Doherty. Doherty across over to Hendricks. Now back over to Demet. Demet gets it inside. Johnson, oh, just couldn't get it to roll off the glass. Gosling's lead is 41-32. It is a 9-point game with 6:13 left to play. Working it around the key again. That's going to be off the knee of Ellie Demet. It will stay on this end. And we're going to get a timeout here.
Full timeout, Watertown.
So it's a full timeout for Watertown with 6:07 left to play in this one. They have that 9-point lead, and mainly they've been sharing the ball really well. We talked about the 13 points from Ellie Demet. They also have 13 from Drew Hendricks. And then, of course, 11 from Alex Johnson. She has played very well tonight after being almost a non-factor last week. Of course, the Goslings did get a 20-point win over Reedsburg last week, so really hard to even count that one, if you will. But Alex Johnson has showed up tonight, no question about that. Meanwhile, we've talked about the effort from Michaela Pochner on defense. She is also scoring on offense. She has 7 points for the Eagles in this one. Also with 7 points, Maggie Hartwig, who is shy of her average. She averaged last year 11.8 per game. She scored 14 in their loss to Wanakee back on the 18th. And, of course, 10 points for Erlen Apple, who has just been fantastic through these first two games for the Eagles. So Maggie Hartwig will re-enter the game here for the Eagles. Meanwhile, Addie Moss has re-entered the game for the Goslings. Again, tight defense and a turnover. Oh, man, and a late whistle and a foul called.
Watertown fouls number 23, Megan Doherty, second, the team's fifth.
Called Doherty her second, team's fifth. I don't know about that. Looked like a pretty clean breakup from up here, but who am I? Inside they go, trying to get it to Pochner. Now they kick it back out to Andres. Turning and driving, Pochner, she's blocked by Hendricks. Goslings clinging to that 9-point lead with 5:29 left to play in this one. Ellie Demet over to Drew Hendricks. Hendricks over to Moss. She'll take a three. That's off. Ball ends up in the hands of Sauk Prairie. It was Grayson Meyer who came down with the rebound. Turning and driving is Apple. Now she kicks it back out. Apple trying to find that paint. That's what they've been trying to do here. And keeping an eye on Maggie Hartwig. She is the 6'2" forward who could definitely make an impact in the paint. They're going to call a foul on Alex Johnson. Blocking foul on the baseline. She didn't necessarily agree with it, but
Watertown calls number 21, Alex Johnson, her third, the team's sixth.
They do call her, and that's her third. Number 6 on the team. And the inbounds pass will go all the way to the backcourt for Michaela Pochner. Pochner all the way across to Ava Andres. Inside they go, and oh my, off the mark. Tough shot for Carly Coy, and we get a jump ball, and possession will remain with Sauk Prairie. Man, good effort by Megan Doherty and Drew Heinrichs for Watertown, but it's going to stay on this end with 4:28 left to play. And again, that 9-point lead remains for the Goslings. Pochner over to Meyer, and it's turned over into the hands of Megan Doherty. Watertown will bring it up the court with 4:07 left to play. Ellie DeMette over to Addie Moss. Ball was tipped, but ends up in the hands of Drew Hendricks. Hendricks back over to Moss. Bouncer inside. Megan Doherty, what a shot!
Megan Doherty.
Her first basket of the night extends the Goslings' lead to 10. Give me 11, I apologize. 43-32, 3:37 left to play here in the second half. Again, looking to drive the paint is Andres. They kick it out to Meyer for three. She's off the mark. Rebound ends up in the hands of Addie Moss, and now Ellie DeMette will bring it up the court for the Goslings. Inside they go to Alex Johnson. She tried to find Hendricks, but it's stolen away by Maggie Hartwig. Again, Hartwig has not been as effective offensively, but she's still playing well defensively. There's a block by Addie Moss, who is all over the court here in the second half. Moss, who was not on the varsity team a year ago, is playing very well here tonight. We have a whistle, and a foul is going to be called here.
Watertown calls for 32, Addie Moss, her second, the team 7.
They're going to get Addie Moss for her second.
Line shooting 1-1 for Sauk Prairie.
Team second. And Michaela Faulkner is going to go to the line and shoot for Sauk Prairie. Faulkner has 7 points in this one for the Eagles. Off the mark, it was a 1-and-1. Rebound went to Addie Moss. Olivia Schultz has checked back in. Alexis Atkinson as well for the Eagles. Kick back out. Drew Hendricks for three. That's off. And we got a whistle, and a foul will be called on Alex Johnson. That's her fourth. Team eighth.
Alex Johnson, her fourth, the team's eighth. And again for the Goslings, 15, Abby Walsh.
I know Abby Walsh will have to check in for Alex Johnson. Again, the Goslings are over the limit, so Maggie Hartwig will go to the line and get a 1-and-1 opportunity here. First shot off the mark, and DeBeck will get the rebound. Again, on a 1-and-1, you miss the first. Gosling have a chance to rebound, and they do just that. DeMette over to Heinrichs. Heinrichs Over to Doherty, now back to Demet. Ellie Demet with 13 points in this one. She's played a very good game for the Goslings. Hendricks turns the corner, and a foul is called on the court.
The Sauk Prairie foul number 2, Alexis Atkinson, her third, the team's sixth.
So Alexis Atkinson with her third. Number 6 on the team. As Ellie Demet will bring it back across half court for the Goslings. Demet looking for help. We got a whistle and a foul call.
The Sauk Prairie foul number 30, Michaela Faulkner, her fourth, the team's seventh.
And it's Michaela Faulkner who is called for the foul. Her fourth, team seventh. As Demet gets the first shot to go. Remember, it is a 1-and-1 opportunity, so Demet will score a season-high 14 points here tonight. Again, it's only 2 games. This is the second game, but... And she'll make the second. 15 points leads the way for the Goslings for Ellie Demet. 45-32, 150 left to play in regulation. Hartwig drives and can't get it to go. Ellie Demet on the rebound. Demet trying to get it back past that half-court mark, and she does. Demet in trouble, and she's swarmed. It is a turnover. We got a whistle and a travel called on Maggie Hartwig. And so the Goslings will maintain possession. Now, one referee just came in. And we're going to get a timeout here called for
full timeout, Sauk Prairie.
By Sauk Prairie. I'm not sure. The second referee came in. They were having a conversation here, and I believe they're actually going to give the ball over to Sauk Prairie here. So I'm assuming the second official overruled the first official on that last play. Tough to tell when we're up here. We don't get the logistics. You know, the NBA nowadays, they have like the mic down at the table. You can hear what the ref says now, which is nice. We don't get that up here, but I'm assuming it'll be Sauk Prairie ball. We saw the official point that way. He's still pointing that way, so we're assuming the Eagles will get the basketball here. Why? I'm not sure. Can't tell you on that one. So 127 remains. 45-32 Gosling lead. And Sauk Prairie will get the basketball here. Trying to make something here this minute, 21 seconds they have left. Alexis Atkinson gave way to Andres, and now, boy, they're just really out of sync offensively. All the way across to Olivia Schultz. She throws up a 3. Rebound goes to Abby Walsh. Demet over to Drew Hendricks, and with under a minute left, the Goslings are going to get their second win on the year. And a foul called here on Atkinson. That is her fourth. Team's eighth.
Alexis Atkinson, her fourth, the team's eighth. Shooting 1-1 for Watertown.
And now Drew Hendricks will go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1. First shot is good for Hendricks. She has 14 now on the night. And Hendricks makes both shots. And you know what they say, scorers score, right? Hendricks and Demet, the leading scorers, both with 15 in this game for the Goslings. Oh, that ball deflected. And Addie Moss comes up with the rebound, and now she is fouled by Michaela Faulkner. Faulkner's going to foul out here. That's her fifth.
The Sauk Prairie foul is number 30, Michaela Faulkner, her fifth, the team's ninth.
So Pochner will exit.
For the Eagles, 23, Jenna Johnson.
Jenna Johnson will check
1-1 for
back in for Sauk Prairie, and now Addie Moss will go to the line and shoot a 1-1. She's really struggled from the line tonight, misses that one as well, and Sauk Prairie will get the ball back. 47-32, 32 seconds left in this one. Olivia Schultz off the side of the basket and off the mark. Drew Heinrichs will now try to bring it up the court. 20 seconds left in regulation. You can hear the crowd starting to clap. The Lady Goslings are about to go to 2-0. And that's going to be a good feeling for them. This Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, they will participate in the Kettle Moraine Thanksgiving Classic. But before that, they're going to enjoy this one and enjoy their Thanksgiving with a victory, 47-32. And this one has to feel good for the Lady Goslings. They get one back from last year when they lost to Sauk Prairie. They host Sauk Prairie this year, and they come up with a victory. That's got to feel good for them. As we said, they will be heading to the to Kettle Moraine for the Kettle Moraine Thanksgiving Classic on Friday and Saturday. They will have matchup against New Berlin West and Germantown in that Thanksgiving Classic. So the Goslings will hope to return home on Tuesday the 29th with a 4-0 record. We will see. They are 2-0 now as they head towards Kettle Moraine. And we mentioned it, how the scorers are scoring, and that is exactly it. Ellie Demet, 15 points. Drew Henricks, 15 points for the Goslings. 11 from Alex Johnson. She had a very effective game tonight. Again, 2 points on the night for Megan Doherty, 1 point for Addie Moss, and 3 for Lily Euler. Make up the 47 for the Goslings. Meanwhile, on the other side, it was Erin Apple who had 10 points for the Eagles. 7 points from Maggie Hartwig. She did not get her average tonight. Also 7 points from Michaela Pochner. 2 points for Macy Golden. 4 for Grayson Meyer, and 2 points for Ava Andres. Make up the 32, for Sauk Prairie. Sauk Prairie will be headed to Dodgeville on Tuesday the 29th for their next game, and they will take an 0-2 record into Dodgeville for that one. Meanwhile, tonight's final score, it is the Goslings 47 and the Eagles 32. We will be back here in short time on the 29th, I believe, as it is a final from Watertown High School. 47-32 in favor of the Goslings for Ethan Buss and Brandon Simmonds here for a Watertown TV production. Have a good night and a happy Thanksgiving, everyone.